Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. It's Monday night again, and another week has passed, and before you know it, fall is going to be here. But that's good, because we can still get a lot of drone flying in the fall, And I'm looking forward to it, you know. But this seems like it was the fastest summer of my life, And you know what that means? That means I'm getting old. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm one of those old farts. I belong to that group too. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Really, taking the time out to watch this live stream. You could be eating dinner, or watching this 6 o'clock news. But I have a great guest scheduled, and a lot of people know who she is, and it's Deneen Pagan. Um, and capturing the Magic 88, Deneen. She got a great YouTube channel. And before I forget, if you're not subscribed to her, be sure you subscribe to her channel. You won't be disappointed. Um, but I'm going to bring her in very shortly. I just want to say hello to a few people. And John, he was number one. And then the other John, Connecticut Pirate, he was right behind him at number two. So, and Paul Brown, he was number three. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you. And you had another great live stream last night, as usual. And I'm drinking my iced tea in your coffee mug. And I got to say thank you. I was one of the lucky winners of it. But really, you had a fantastic live stream. Tom was a great special guest, and you always do the best of the rest, and I love that segment. And thank you for including my photo in it. But you didn't. I mean, I didn't know you picked Deneen as your Sunday spectacular, and it was well deserved. That's for sure. And now she's a special guest on this show. So everybody's going to enjoy it. I had the pleasure of flying with Deneen a few times now. I met her for the first time at the Brooklyn meetup, um, with Lawrence and Herman. And, you know, we, uh, we flew that yellow submarine there. A lot of people that are not in the area don't know about the Yellow Submarine, but it's a great place to fly, and it was a great meetup. And I hope they do have another one of these days because I enjoyed it. But then Deneen had come down to the South Florida meetup, you know, 2 years ago, and we got to fly with her and meet her again. And then this past year, when I got back from Florida, Rob Kamada and I and a few others had a little meetup in West Neck Beach, and Deneen came out and she brought her godson. I got to meet her godson, Isaiah, and I thought it was so cool that she was teaching her godson how to fly drones. And let me tell you, he was good. He really was. But we'll talk to her about that a little later. I just want to get back to welcoming in some people. And Joe, Jaybird Drone, how you doing? Good to see you. And I saw Steven Drones, I know that. How you doing? And I saw Angel, Drone Guy 42. How you doing tonight? And I'm going up the list, and if I go too fast, I'll miss people. And Jack, Lake Pilot, he's come to us all the way from Pennsylvania. How you doing, Jack? Fly Guy Merrill, good to see you. Holy mackerel. We got Jackie, Backpack Jack, watching all the way in Spain. See, that's quite the honor. I tell you, that's because she knew Deneen was going to be on. She stayed up late because it's late over there in Spain. So anyway, we got Alan, Drone Views Media watching over in Ireland. How you doing, Alan? Good to see you. And Brian, Waypoint, New England. Good to see you. And Jody, Drone Shots. How you doing? Gary's coming to us all the way from Canada. Gary wanted to be number 6 on next year's South Florida Drone Meetup list, so he's number 6. So you'll be seeing me put that in the chat quite a bit this in the coming months, But thank you for coming back, Gary. It was a pleasure meeting you and Jim from Canada. And you made it an international event. I got to say that. So thank you for that. But anyway, let me continue with the list, and then I want to bring in our special guest because I don't want to leave her back there with the shrimp and lobster. I didn't leave her that much of it. So, but anyway, Jerry Bowers in the house. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you. And Captain Joe, good to see you. And let's see, okay. And Sergeant Rock, how you doing? And Dominic's coming to us all the way from Australia. How you doing, Dominic? All right, so I'm going to get back to the names as they come in. Warren, I see Warren in the house. How you doing, Warren? And thank you again all for watching, really. But it took me a little while to get settled here. I was out in California and visiting my son, and I tell you, I had a great time flying out there. I flew this place called Sunken City out there. And I know I had posted a video about it. Some of you may have seen it, but I just want to show a few seconds of it right now because it's totally, totally different place to fly. And again, because I was flying with my son, it really meant a lot to me. So let me just take a few minutes, and we're gonna go to San Pedro, and then I'm gonna bring in our special guest. Sunken City. And I narrate. I'll be flying with my son, Chris. He'll be flying his Air 2S, and I'll be flying my Mavic 3. Sunken City is quite the tourist attraction. I checked the UAV forecast, and we were good to fly. Hi, welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. I'm here in coastal San Pedro. We're at Sunken City, right on the Pacific Ocean bluff here. I'll tell you more information about it later. But I'm going to be flying the Mavic 3, and we're going to give you some shots of it. So come on along. We have a nice little spot to fly from right there. But it's amazing. My son hasn't been flying that long, but he gets his drone up, and he's out there flying way before I do. Really. So what was great about this flight is I'm flying with my son, Chris. Chris is flying his Air 2S drone. That's it right there. Wanted to get some shots of it. And the Air 2S, anybody who has an Air 2S knows it's a great drone. And anytime you fly with your son, it's great. Air 2S is a great drone. Chris descended in search of Sunken City. You had to fly right off the bluff here on the coast of the Pacific Ocean. The bluff here, adjacent to Sunken City, is about 150 feet down to the shoreline. And you follow these trails, and it goes right there, to Sunken City. And I explained it in the video that it was a landslide that caused it. I started flying over to Sunken City, but Chris was already there. Yeah, he beat me there. Here's a little history of Sunken City. In 1929, a landslide in San Pedro, California, caused several of the neighborhood's wood frame homes to tumble into the ocean. At its peak, the land movement was measured at an astounding 11 inches a day. The land that collapsed connected Pacific Avenue to Paseo del Mar, was outside the perimeter of Point Fermin Park, and took several of the wood frame homes, as well as the street,
This was cool.
red car rail tracks, and sidewalks with it. Homes unaffected were relocated to other parts of the town. This is really quite the tourist attraction.
There's no trespass area, but people go there. Just like the bandos, UFPV people, the pilots, they go to the bandos and fly. But anyway, I just had a great time flying with my son. I really did. And it's one of those things where I'm glad I got him hooked on drones. It took me a few years to do it, but he finally came around. So, but listen, everybody, thank you again for watching. I know you're all waiting to hear from our special guest, Deneen Pagan. So please give her a warm welcome. She coming to us all the way from New York City. Hey, Deneen,
Hi, everybody.
welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. Good to see you again.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me on again.
Well, I said it in the Facebook post, and I really think you are a great, great drone pilot, awesome photographer. Really,
Thank
I
you.
didn't. I mean, I'm so impressed with your videos and your photography.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, you know what? It's a pretty nice drone community, and I'm inspired by a lot of people. I've learned from a lot. You
Exactly.
know,
I
so I'm
know. I
still
know.
learning.
It's one of those things where you don't realize it until you get to know a few of the people. You
Hmm.
feel a little lost or awkward when you first come in, but they
Right.
welcomed me. I'm sure they
Oh,
did the same thing with you because you were in
life
it before
changing.
me.
Life changing with the people I got to meet. Yep. I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't even know much about drones. Took
So,
one
so
person. Huh?
go ahead. One person. Go ahead.
It's a friend of mine that I didn't even know flew drones. I happened to come across this page, and then I've seen it on YouTube. But I happened to, and this guy,
Oh, what happened
Mhm.
here?
Yeah, you
Go
there?
ahead. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So I didn't know nothing about the drone community, and I happened to see his picture, and I started talking to him about it. And before you know it, he put me into five boroughs. It was a wrap from there. Once I got into five boroughs, I got to learn more. Went to their meet, got my first drone, and but the first meet that I went to, I met Lawrence, Lawrence and
Yep.
Xavier, and it was pretty cool the way they did everything. It was like I feel like I got to learn from some good people because of the safety and all that behind it. So Lawrence knew I was at the new to this, took me off to a corner. I showed him my drone. I know he wanted to laugh. It was a unique breeze. It was my first drone. I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to spend money on something that I might crash or I might not be into. But I've always been into photography, so and once he showed me a few techniques, getting used to the drone and stuff like that, I ended up getting another one, and before you know it, I'm like 10 drones in.
Yeah. That's what happens, right? It becomes an addiction
Oh
almost. You
yeah,
know. But
definitely.
Lawrence, he's a great guy. He really
Oh
is.
yeah, definitely. He's an
And
OG.
they got a great live stream. Him and
Yep, those guys.
Herman, Phantom Flight 101.
Uh
I
huh.
enjoy.
Those
Again, when
guys.
I first came in, I started watching those guys, and I learned a lot watching their live stream. And they welcomed me
Mhm.
in also.
Yep. Yep.
So what was your first round? What was it again?
Mhm.
Your first
The
one?
white little unique breeze.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. It was a 4K GPS drone, and I showed it to him, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, well, hopefully it won't fly away." But actually did pretty good, but I only flew for like I don't know 3 months or so, give or take. And then I don't know if you know John Santiago, Crazy John.
They call him Jay. Jay.
Sometimes, yeah, I think they
Okay.
do. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
John. Big John.
Okay.
Anyway, he was like, "Listen, get yourself a DJI Mavic Pro." That's at that time, 2018, 19. That was the better ones. And again, I was like, oh, I don't want to spend money on that. What if I crash? He's like, no, you could buy a used drone. All night he's texting me with people that are selling drones, and he found some good deal. It was like 500 bucks, four batteries, everything with it, case and all, but up in Westchester. And that next day I called up the person. It was legit. I went up there, tested it, and it was forget it. And then he showed me some moves and stuff like that. And between him and Lawrence is where I first like that foundation. It was funny.
Yeah.
I look at it like Lawrence was the saint and showed me the rules and regulations and all that. And John was like, no, just go for it and flying on the bridges and all this craziness. But it was fun.
No, it's good. It's good when you have a couple of mentors that are helping you, you know.
Hmm.
And I did the same thing. I had an instructor, a friend of mine. He gave me a couple of lessons on a Phantom 4. And the
Right.
following week, I went out and bought a used Phantom 4, and I was
Uh-huh.
hooked. Once I got the Phantom 4, I was hooked.
Yeah, and see, because I love traveling and stuff, I didn't want to start out with something so big. That's why I went with those smaller ones. And now like my favorite is the Mini 3 Pro, because it's so easy and convenient. Um,
Yeah, that's a
but
great drone.
oh yeah, I really not this last 9/11. I really tested it out. I wasn't sure because that drone for me was you have your few drones. The bigger ones are for like the better weather and stuff like that. You're afraid you want to go too far, and normally like I'll put out the air to west depending how far I want to go. But this time around, I was like, let me test this out, and I flew to Statue of Liberty again, so I can remake for the third time that picture that you
Well, yeah, let's show everybody this picture because
that one was with
I,
the air
I
to west.
I thought it was incredible. I mean, look at this. Look at this shot. Really.
Thank
You
you.
got the Statue of Liberty, you got the 9/11 lights, you got co- the the coastline of New York City. Really, a phenomenal photo, really.
Thank you. Yeah.
And no, I really mean it. You are an incredible photographer.
Thank
So,
you.
so what is um you learned a lot from the Five Boroughs group. That's
That
your
was the
sort of your
main
group, your favorite group.
that was my first main group, yeah, and then as I met people, they put me into other groups, and I've learned from them in different places and different countries of different groups.
Yeah, there's so many different drone groups,
Too
and
many. I can't keep up with all of them.
I know it's hard. It's hard. We got Steve Jones in the house. How you doing, Steve? Good to see you. Yeah. Um, but a big thing, that I give you a lot of credit for is you got your godson involved, Isaiah. Right?
Yeah,
His name is
yep,
Isaiah.
that's my
You
little
got
man.
him involved with flying drones.
Hmm.
And I had the pleasure of meeting him when we flew at West Neck Beach.
Right. Oh,
And
he
he's a great drone pilot.
yeah, he now it's to the point where I literally can let him, depending where the location's at, where I feel like it's safe, there's no buildings or anything like that. I'll take him to a meet, and if you notice, I was chit chatting with you guys while he was flying my drones. I wasn't on
Yeah, I
top of him.
noticed that.
Yeah,
No, I
so
noticed. He was on his own. Yeah.
he's 9 years old, been flying since he was like 4, and pretty much all my Mavic Pro, all the minis that I had, the Evo, and now the Avata, he flies them all.
Well, you get the credit for that. And I got the saying, let's get kids hooked on drones, not drugs.
You
And
know
you
it.
definitely have him hooked on drones. So
Yep. Yeah, he
kudos
likes
to
hand catching
you.
my drones now too. He hand catches them. He hand catches the Avata and the minis. I won't let him
Okay.
get the bigger ones. I'm afraid of that. But yeah.
Cool, cool.
Hmm.
And if anybody in the chat has any questions for Deneen, don't be afraid to ask. Ask away. I'll be on the lookout for them, and we'll try to get them answered.
Hmm.
Um, and Jason is in the house. How you doing, Jason? He's coming to us from Virginia. And Brad Alston, he's in the house. How you doing, Brad? He's
Hey,
also coming
everybody.
from. No, I think he's in Myrtle Beach. He might still be in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, that's a good place to be right now.
Yeah, how you
Raining over
doing, Brad? You look like you're having a good time down there too, by the way.
here.
He's been posting a lot of photos.
Hmm.
So Stephen Knowles, how you doing? Good to see you. So
Hard for me
Um,
to see everybody on the.
all right, let's see. I think Paul's got a question. Let's see. Which two of the women in the drone community, Deneen, which two
Mhm.
inspire you the most and why? That's a good question, Paul.
Yeah, that is a good question. I would say one of my favorites is, of course, everybody loves her, Tammy Jean. You
Hmm.
know, she humble.
She's in the chat. How you doing, Tammy?
Oh yeah, I can't see what's
Yeah.
on. But yeah, no, she's mad cool. And because of her too, like one of the reasons why I also got into Avada, the Avada, like they say.
Right.
But yeah, like she invited me to PA and her and Max and down to earth, so that's pretty cool. And then as another person that I follow, I don't know her that well, but she's mad cool too with actually with the FPV also, Jackie.
Yeah.
Um
From
I don't
Spain.
right, right.
Yeah, she's in the chat too. She
Nice
stayed up
stuff.
late to watch you
She got
tonight.
some nice stuff.
She
Yeah,
does incredible videos. Yeah, I know.
yeah. There's a few out there. I can't say all names, but yeah, there's a few. Angie's another one. She's does some good work too. Angie
Yeah.
Anderson.
Yep. Angie
Yeah.
from Texas. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I met her
That's what I like
out
about
in
this. How you
Texas.
meet people from like just all over, even if you don't meet them in person, but you still get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah. Max is in the house too. How you doing, Max? Good to
What's up,
see
man?
you. Yep. So we're gonna show you a video a little later, but right now I want to show um, Deneen's video where she was out in the Hamptons. You know how the people from the city go out to the Hamptons, but she brought Isaiah out there with her, and they ended up capturing a beautiful, beautiful sunrise.
Right.
And this is a great video, really. So you can narrate over it, Deneen, if you want.
Okay.
Look at that sunrise.
That's my little guy there. Yep. We just got up at like I don't know 3:30 in the morning and just head out for the day. I was actually initially looking for sharks and whales, see if I can catch anything like that. But nonetheless, it was still a beautiful sunrise. Best part, nobody was really there, so I was able to just gun it with the camera. And that's it.
Sorry, the audio is so loud. This is great. So how do you like the Avada?
I love it. I mean, other than I wish it would hold up better in wind, and go a little faster on sport. But other than that, I'm really enjoying it. You know, I don't the music cut off.
No, this is great. I like flying out in the Hamptons myself.
I like chasing birds.
Now, this is in Hampton Bays or East Hampton or
South,
where?
Southampton.
Southampton. Yeah.
Southampton.
And you weren't afraid of those seagulls?
No, I was over mostly because I was over the sand, I guess. So I figured like, how bad can it be? Just that little bird. There's a lot of people.
Nah, this is great. The Avada looks like such a fun drone, really.
It is. My next thing is to try to learn full manual. That's what I really want to learn. But this is just a sport mode.
I mean, you're zipping along here.
Yeah, I feel like I had the whole beach to ourselves.
That's what's great about flying at sunrise. You know,
Yep.
not too many people out there that early.
Exactly. It was like I had that one, the Air 2S, the Mini 3.
It's a great video, though. Really,
Thank
really
you.
a great video.
Thank you.
So you really like that Avada, huh?
You should have. Yeah, the drift video was my favorite one to date so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. I
That was
saw
fun.
that one. You were down there, and I had told Max and Tammy I was going to get there, and do it with
Mhm.
them. I'm not FPV, but it
Right.
looks like such a cool thing to do.
It
Really.
is. It was a really cool event. The adrenaline was just crazy, and a lot of people. Met a few people there. They were all nice. It was pretty cool. But just being
Yeah.
able to chase these cars like that, it was just on a whole new level.
Oh yeah.
Well,
No, it
that
is.
it's
It is.
legal. Nobody's gonna bother you about it. That was pretty cool.
Let me see if I can bring it up right now then while we're talking about it. Um,
Yeah, I was
Oh,
actually
were there any mishaps that you're not telling anybody
one.
about?
I had one minor one. I think some of the cars may have like either long antennas or something with their GoPros or something. I
Oh,
don't know. I
really?
missed something that my Avata just started twirling in the air. But luckily, like Max knows everybody there. We they stopped they stopped whatever for the moment, and they were able to get my
Really?
drone. Yeah, and it
Oh,
was like
cool,
nothing.
cool.
I dusted off, went
No
back up.
damage?
No,
That's great.
no
That's a
damage.
that's a tough little bird, that Avata, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hit nothing full, full impact, but it
Yeah.
did fall on the.
Well, same thing with this one, and I'll try to lower
Everybody
the
knows.
volume on
That
this,
was fun.
and you can narrate over it.
So the drone, you saw that drone that just passed? That was
Yep.
we were taking turns going like in sets. So it was me and Max at one point, and me and Tammy, and he was coming towards me, and I was like just slightly dodged at the beginning. You'll see that, and then I think there was a point where me and Tammy was flying, and you'll see her drone, and even his drone as well. Yeah, but this so far
Okay.
today, like I'm looking forward to doing this again. See the drone?
Yeah, I saw the other drone.
I
Yeah.
try to go like I try to edit to make it go a little slow mo so that you can catch them. That drone is fast. I was trying to keep
No,
up.
no, I know. And this boat, this car boat, or whatever
Yeah,
it is, that
yeah.
was so cool too.
I'm not sure. I could be correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure, but I think it's like a BMW that's under that boat.
Oh, is
But
that
I'm not
right?
100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I heard that, but I could be wrong. That was fun. It's like I'm there with the goggles, and at that point, this is my first time ever doing something like this. And then at the same time, you're nervous that you're gonna crash into something, you know.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
was like, yeah,
No, no,
you want to get into it even more.
this really looks like a lot of fun to do. It looks very hard though to do it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad. And luckily, it was a good day. It wasn't windy, so that helped a lot. You know, yeah, this was pretty cool. And there's a point that you'll see another drone again.
They got quite a few cars there too.
There was a lot of them. There was a lot of cars. A couple of them got stuck, but other than that, it was pretty cool. You know.
Jackie over in Spade chased a car last week too. She was in it. No, this is a great video, Deneen. Really.
Thank you. That was fun. And then like towards the end of the video, I have like some pictures of us. Um, Isaiah was with me
And
there
you
too.
brought Isaiah, right? You brought your
Yep.
godson.
There you
Yeah.
go. There
There
you
he
go.
is. And if Isaiah's watching, how you doing, Isaiah? Good to see you.
Okay.
Tammy's an incredible drone pilot too. She really is.
That was her. I was watching her film.
It's a great video. Really.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. Really.
Sorry that
You
it
know?
was long. I tried my best to stay short, but then it's like you miss all these parts, and I
No,
have.
you don't want to. You don't want to lose anything. You want
It's
to show
so
it all.
hard. I'm trying to speed up things, or like just try to make it so that I don't get anybody bored. But there's a lot of good stuff
No,
there.
no, no.
Yeah.
That looks like a great thing to do. Chase drift cars. You know.
Yep. Especially that it's welcome there. You don't have to worry about somebody complaining.
Right, right. I know.
Errands.
I had reached out to the little track that we have here, Riverhead Raceway, and they said, "No, thank you. No,
Really?
we don't want you here."
Oh
And I
wow.
had filmed a TV show there years ago too.
Damn.
But
That's
there's a
messed
new
up.
owner and everything there now. But they didn't. I offered
Boring.
to go out there, and they said, "No, no,
Oh
not
man.
interested." So hey, Quanda Dingle, how you doing? I'm a good cat, Ray. Hey, oh, it's Isaiah. How you doing, man? Okay, there he is. There's Isaiah. He's in the chat. Yeah, you're a
Right.
great drone pilot, really, Isaiah.
Very good. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man, that's
but
funny.
so you get a really a lot of credit for getting him involved. Really, you
Thank
know.
you. Yeah,
I
it's it.
I, I really try to promote that as much as I can. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's something positive, and it's like it just keeps them from doing the same old thing. I mean, him playing video games helped them with some of it, but still, it's not doing the same old stuff, you know. And it keeps
I
him. I
know.
take him as many places I can take him. I do.
Yeah. No, that's great. It is. Well, anyway, we got Paul Reed watching tonight too. So how you doing, Paul? Good to
Hey,
see
Paul.
you. He's watching down in Pennsylvania. And while I'm talking about Paul, he's one of our sponsors at the South Florida Drone Meetup next year.
Nice.
Paul has graciously said he's donating a tablet as a giveaway, and
Wow.
it's a V71 Pro 2600 nit tablet. It's worth $600. So thank you again for that, Paul. Really looking forward to meeting you, and you're gonna love coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. I mean, you were there, Deneen. What'd you think of it when you were there?
I had a great time, and of course, I like to fly before chatting, so I made sure to get there as early as possible and put the bird up a little bit. Got some good stuff. It's a nice area too. You can catch a lot of nice good footage there.
I
Friendly
know, I
people. Got
know.
to meet a lot of people.
I
It was
was so happy when you showed up at the meet and greet that Friday night,
oh, thanks.
and we
That was
got to
cool.
see you, and really, I was so thankful that you came,
Thank you. I
really,
appreciate that. I
you
do.
know.
Thank you. This is what I love about this. Like I've met, like I could say 98% more positive drone pilots and people in this field than anything negative. That's what I really like.
Yeah,
Sometimes
no, no.
life is short.
The drone community is a great community. Of course, anytime you have groups or large groups, you're going to have some controversies here and there,
Mhm.
but you just got to ignore them,
Exactly.
and just
Yeah.
stick with the good people, as they say, And there's a lot of good people in this drone community. But anyway, let me tell people about the South Florida Drone Meetup that might not know about it. I think everybody right now that's in the chat knows about it, but we're having it our fourth annual South Florida Drone Meetup in Jensen Beach next year on April 6th, 2024. We're going to have it at the Jensen Beach Causeway Park again. It's a great location to fly, as and it's we got 75 people on the list already that say they're coming. So, it's free to come and it doesn't cost nothing to put your name on the list. So, uh, somebody's going to win a raffle prize based on their position on the list. So, we'll pick a lucky number out and somebody will win a nice
I remember
raffle.
that last one. You had a lot of stuff that you gave away.
Yeah, we
Cool.
did. Yeah, we were
A lot
very,
of good
very
stuff.
blessed with donations and
Uh-huh.
hopefully we'll have, some great drones to give away again. And like I said, Paul's given us that nice $600 tablet.
Wow.
Um, there's going to be there'll be quite a few raffle prizes, no doubt about it.
Hmm.
Um, so I hope you can make it. I know you're busy, and you work. Some people have to work; they're not retired like me.
Exactly. But no, I try to work something around it. Hopefully this year.
And just let us know.
I was
We'll add you to
traveling
the
somewhere
list.
else. The last time.
Or you could just surprise us like Stevie Bronx does a lot. You know, he don't tell us he's definitely coming. And the
Yes.
next thing you know, he comes walking up. And it's so good to see Stevie.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure seeing him too. He's one
And
of my
then more.
buddies I fly with.
Yeah, Stevie. Yeah, I had the pleasure of flying with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's a great guy. He's a really a great photographer and drone pilot also. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes.
And I didn't see his name in the chat, but sometimes he's lurking.
Well, he'll catch it afterwards. He's a busy
Yeah.
guy.
And I don't know if I said hello to Scott, Jackrabbit FPV. How you doing, Scott? And we got Robbie, Travel Tech 360 in the house. How you doing, Robbie? Good to see you. But anyway, Deneen, you had said that your favorite drone is the Mini 3 Pro,
Right.
right? Now, so tell me why you like that drone so much.
Okay, so I don't have really a
I
favorite.
just happen to have mine right here.
Well, me too.
you know.
My little
So, but this is a great little drone, right? Why do
yeah,
you like it so much?
the compactness of it and how quiet it is, and then how the pictures, like it's. I just love everything about it. Like there's many times as I flew it, I've flown and people would maybe see me and they'll look at it and they'll look at what I have and they, oh, that's a cute toy. I'm like, yeah, it's a toy. Don't worry about it. I'm not following you or nothing like that. But it doesn't really interrupt with anybody, So that's one of the reasons and how easy it is to fly and the pictures that it produces.
Right.
Now, the Avata, that's also up there because I mean, each drone has its position. You know what I mean? Like its reasons for whatever you need it for. But with the Avata, that's another one that's now up there with next to the Mini. I just wish it wasn't so loud. It sounds like a
It
pack
is
of
a loud drone. It is. It
uh-huh.
almost scares you. It
Yeah,
does. you
it does.
know.
And with that too, I've been lucky where if I'm on the beach and stuff like that, and see somebody will see me, they'll I guess once they look at me and they see they don't feel threatened, So I've been lucky so far. I think I've come across maybe one Karen, and that was it.
Right.
So
Right.
far. And it wasn't even my drone; it was someone else on the beach that was flying that drone. She complained to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a cool little drone. I
Hmm.
was. I've only flown it twice now. Rob Kamada let me fly his one time at Jones Beach.
Right.
And then Michael Wright, that is Texas Arch Drone guy, let me fly his down in Florida. And I flew his with the motion controller. And I found it kind of difficult to
It
tell you the
is.
truth.
It really is for me. I
You
couldn't.
too?
Yeah, I think that I mean I didn't really give it enough time to practice, but I guess coming from a regular controller, so that's another thing. My friend John Santiago, I told him about it. He hooked me up with somebody, and I got me a good cheap. I mean, I got the FPV controller, but for like
Right.
$75. Um,
Okay. There you go.
yeah, he hooked me up now, and that's all I use. Like I'll have that other as a backup or something, but I'm just not used to that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I found it so much easier with a regular controller,
Mhm.
really. But I flew, don't laugh. I flew it like a GPS drone.
Sometimes I do mine. I go up there. I
yeah,
get it. I try to
I
mix it
know.
up, you know.
But
But yeah,
I just get a kick out of the way some of the guys and gals fly the Avata or FPV in general, really.
yeah,
I mean, it's a totally different type of flying, you
yeah.
know, really.
I don't do full manual yet. I'm hoping to learn that.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
still don't think I would do like the flips like that. That's not really my thing. I think I might get too dizzy. But I'm willing to try, at least once. So
Hmm. Yep.
mhm.
Yeah. And I always ask the guests if they had a destination someday to fly, a favorite location, a drone bucket list destination. Where
Mhm.
would that be for you?
Oh my God, you have time?
Like,
No, I one of the places I would love to go to. Well, it's a couple, but I do want to go to Bora Bora. Um,
okay, yeah, that
that's one place I would love to go. Iceland. I literally almost came close to going to Iceland a few
for
weeks
real,
ago, but
really
I want to do it with the Avata there. I'll bring a couple of drones. I always travel with a few of my drones, but the lava and stuff like that and the
great.
noise.
The volcano, right? You got that lava, the
Yeah,
volcano.
I seen that. And I was like, oh my God, I literally was looking up plane tickets to go, but it was just at such a short notice. It was really expensive.
Well, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to go there, right?
No, no. I mean, it's not that bad though, and the flight's not that bad. It was a direct flight. But
Oh,
I saw some that was direct or small window of like connection. But yeah, that's one. Greece is another. That I'd like to go to.
Greece, yep. Greece is on my
Mhm.
list too. Yep.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
know.
there's a
I
few of
know.
them out there.
There's so many
Yeah.
beautiful places, different countries. I've only flown in the Bahamas out of the country.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
only. Yeah, I took the drone there while I was on a cruise, and
Uh huh.
the resort I went to, I asked the security guy if I could fly at the
Hmm.
resort, and he gave me permission, and that was cool.
For the most part, they do. I went to the Bahamas, but at that point, I wasn't flying. But I got to fly at a few places, Aruba, St. Martin,
Yeah.
and just and Antigua. Like, and Antigua was nice. They were like, as long as you're not flying in no one's hotels. I'm like, trust me, that's not what I want to do.
Right. Right.
And it was actually really fun doing all that.
Yeah.
And
Flying in Antigua, sure.
the mountains and everything was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was
Jason.
actually the first time I flew the Mavic Pro out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, really. I mean, we got a lot of nice places right here in this country to fly.
Hmm.
It's funny how you get, I guess, used to the same areas to fly. You know. And you
Yeah.
seem to go back there. Like me, I like going to Port Jefferson.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, John from Connecticut is in the chat, and him and I have tentative plans to fly in Port Jefferson. He's going to come over from Connecticut, and then I'm going to meet him there,
Oh,
and we'll do
nice.
some flying. But I got to give a shout out to John too, because John sent me a little package just to let everybody know. It was totally unexpected, and John, thank you very much. And he sent a nice little note with the package, and he just thanked me for what we do, with the live streams. And believe it or not, he sent me a little gift card that I could buy some giveaways for people. So that's
Nice.
good. And
Cool.
then he sent me some stickers, and we'll be giving them away too. And he's got a cool logo, don't you think?
Yeah, it is nice.
Like a pirate.
Yep,
So,
it's
but
nice.
thank you, John. Thank you for that.
Gotta
Really,
get a sticker from him.
I know. So, and it was totally, totally unexpected. And Rasha wants to know how many secret spots I have. I have quite a few.
That's
But it's
that's
sort of a joke. Warren knows it's a joke, that every spot is a secret spot for me. Now, do you have any secret spots, Deneen?
no. I don't have
No?
the secret spots. I don't care. I tell whoever, you know. And it's crazy though with me is that I just find spots as I drive. Like I could just every time I go to a meet, I never actually make it on time because I'm constantly stopping, depending where we're going, where it's at. But
Yeah,
that's one thing I love about also flying is like it just brings you out there to just I've so many places that I've gone to, things that are getting up at like 4 in the morning just to go to the Catskills or upstate.
right, right. I
It's fun.
know. But anyway, Paul Brown's got a question for you again. And of all the places that you have visited to fly with your drones, which location turned out more amazing than you imagined it when you got there, and why?
Oh man, there's two places. I think
Good
St.
question,
Martin.
Paul.
St. Martin, I would say, is one of them. And they're very drone friendly. And there I got to fly with the Avata as well as the the Mini 3 Pro. And with some beautiful landscape, mountains, things like that. And again, nobody bothered me. Um, I had a good one in Aruba. That was beautiful scenery. Same thing in even in Florida. I had a good. I actually this last month when I went over there, I flew the Avata even at night in downtown Orlando. But it was like 1 in the morning, so nobody was around to complain.
Right, right, right.
But I got
Sure.
some pretty sick stuff there. It
Hey, we
was
got Jeff Norman in the house now. How you doing, Jeff? Good to see
hey
you.
Jeff, what's up?
Yeah, and he's a great guy to fly with.
Hmm. Yeah.
Michael, Michael, how you doing? Michael Drones and RCs, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, and Jeff's got a big day coming up pretty
Yes, it
soon.
does.
Anybody in the chat? I don't think he wants to keep it a secret, so I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. But Jeff is gonna be getting married in less than 2 weeks, man. So we wish him well. Him and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Yep.
I had the pleasure of meeting her down at the South Florida Drone
She
Meetup. You
cool.
know, and that
Yeah.
was nice. So we wish you all the best, Jeff.
She's flying too, right? I think she's flying the Mini.
Yeah, she
Huh?
flies the Mini.
That's
That's
what's
what it.
up. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but she didn't fly that day, or
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see her flying. But yeah, she's a drone pilot. That's probably
Uh-huh.
why
We had a
he
meet.
married her.
You're probably right. We had a meet once in Ride Playland and I saw her flying. She was doing good.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. No, it's great. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So I'm seeing if anybody else has any questions for you. And we got Lee Bessing in the house. How you doing, Lee? Good to see you. He's lurking. You know, I think he watches while he's working too. It, you
Mhm.
know, so he pops in when he can. So good to see you, Lee. And he's a Nevada guy now too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's getting the Avada. I might have to break down and put her on my Christmas list.
It's yeah, you can't go wrong with it. You know, I mean, there's times I freak out. I think I'm gonna actually crash, and you'll see me. I'm ducking while I'm going through stuff, on the
Yeah,
branches or whatever. But it's pretty cool. It's fun.
yeah.
I see
Anyway,
where these people come. The FPV guys. Once you go into FPV, but I still stick with both.
no, no, that's good. We got Barkley in the house, 107 drones, and he's number 107 on the South Florida drone meetup list. He's coming back, so I guess he had a good time last year. It'd be good to see Barkley again,
Mhm.
you know. But listen, I also got to say thank you to Paul Brown, because Paul Brown he donated these United States Drone Society pens last year.
Nice.
And the first 50 people that came in received them, and it was a nice little donation, Paul. But he says he's doubling it this year, so thank you, Paul.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool.
going to be great. So
Yeah.
thank you, really. And it's not hard to keep track, but that's one of the hardest things is to keep track of all these donations and give the people proper credit for
Mhm.
doing it. Because they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart, really,
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah,
we
definitely.
appreciate it.
Uh-huh. It's like
So
with the drone meets, and when you got the few that take the time to actually show people, that's pretty cool too. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. And the other thing is, Jackie's over there in Spain, but she's on a live stream called Drone Seekers International on Sundays at 3 p.m. with Steve Gardner and Terry Hawes
Oh,
and Marcus and Nevitt and Steve Gardner and Terry are coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup from Europe this year.
wow.
So that's great. And maybe Jackie will find her way to make it over here too. I hope so, Jackie. So, but I'm not trying to put pressure on you. Don't misunderstand
No pressure, right?
it. So, but
Oh,
anyway, yeah.
that's fun.
Um, and I have a little format just to let you know. I do a little tip of the week. Nothing really sophisticated. But this week's tip is check the UAV forecast or add data for weather conditions, wind speed, your KP index. It's just a little tip to do that before you fly. I notice a lot of people don't even bother doing it, but I do it every time, faithfully. I
Mm,
really do.
I do
So,
sometimes.
you have any tips to give the viewers?
Sometimes. Oh, well, when you find a location, I like to map it out. Google
Yeah.
Maps.
Okay.
I've learned that from a few. Stevie's one, King of the Pins.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Audley,
Stevie.
my friend Audley, they've shown me like where you just map it out. That way you can actually see the location and what's there and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Instead of just an address of one spot. You end up finding a lot more.
Jeff Norman wants me to ask you about the Avata flight in Bridgeport.
Oh, that
Okay.
was fun. I was chasing trains there. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Illegally. I mean, that was fine. I wasn't outside of it, but that was nice. We had a meetup up there in Connecticut. And my godson was there, and also he also actually had Isaiah fly his the Hotel Light, and he was giving him some lessons with that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you, Jeff. Isaiah liked that. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very
Uh-huh.
good. Yeah. So anyway, I've only filmed the train twice so far. One was at one of Stevie Bronx's locations. It's a
Mhm.
secret location,
The
so I can't
location.
tell everybody it's mine Dock Park, on the Hudson River. you know. But he was kind enough to share it with me, and as I just pulled up, a train went by.
Oh,
I
wow.
was parking the car, and a train went by. I missed it,
Those are fun.
but when I get out, one of the gentlemen who was watching this train go by says, "Don't worry, there's another train coming in 20 minutes."
Oh,
I
okay.
got, I got the schedule, so I was able to film that train.
Uh-huh.
And I think
Yeah,
it's so cool filming trains.
it is.
Really,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. We I enjoy it.
But anyway, I got this comment up from Scott Jackrabbit FPV, and I haven't heard that Warren is coming. Aki Rasho's coming to the South Florida drone meetup. All right. I'm
Hmm.
glad to hear that. I'm going to add him right to the list right now. Thank you for coming. So that's great.
Hmm.
And it's fun, really, adding the names to the list. Uh, Warren, you're going to be number 74. So, but anyway, and sometimes, a lot of people, for whatever reason, a family emergency or whatever, that, you know,
Hmm.
plans change, and that's okay too. The sad part is last year we called a lot of raffle prizes and the people weren't there.
Oh
And you have
man.
to be present, to
Yeah.
win, you
Yeah. It's
know?
only way. It's only fair.
Yeah, sure.
Really.
So,
Wow.
but
And I know I was like, damn, I wish I went. Missed a good one.
I know. But we're gonna have a good time, and that's what it's all about, really. It's just
Hmm.
not so much the flying. The flying is great too. It's just the camaraderie of getting together with
Right.
the other drone pilots, talking, telling drone stories, and
Exactly.
learn. The guys, you know,
9 times out of
teach
10,
you.
when I go to meets, it's not always to fly, especially because there's been too many drones up in the air. So I don't want to risk that. So it's either I do it after or before, but it's usually just to meet and get to know people.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoy meeting people. I wish I could get around and talk to people more, but I'm so
Hmm.
busy that day. It's sad. It
Yeah, I
really
can
is.
imagine a lot on your plate.
Um,
It's a lot
but
to
I
organize.
gotta give credit again to Jeff Norman. That is because he stepped up. He contacted me. Well, we were going to fly one day. He contacted me. We were going to fly, so he says, "Bray, I got uh, a proposal for you. Would you like me to do the editing?" And I said, "You want to do the editing? We don't pay people to do it." and and he said, "I would love to do it." So Jeff Norman is going to give us a nice editing presentation at the South Florida Drone Meetup. So I got to say thank you to Jeff too. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Now do you what do you use to edit your videos, Deneen?
I do Lightroom. No, with the videos, no, that's photography. For videos, I'm getting into Final Cut Pro and also CapCut.
Oh, CapCut. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that one's easier. So since I'm just starting, like I'm just learning videos and stuff, that's why I mainly go to that one. But I'm trying to learn also Final Cut Pro.
I flunked Final Cut Pro. I took sessions with that years ago. I'm talking years ago. It was a lot, I guess, more difficult in them days. But I
Right.
flunked it. I couldn't
Oh
get it
yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's a
So I
learning
use
curve.
iMovie.
It is a learning
Nothing
curve.
fancy. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, we got a celebrity in the chat. Stevie Bronx finally
Oh,
made it in.
Stevie, what's
So
up?
how you doing, Stevie?
You
Good
made
to
it.
see you. We were talking about you before.
Uh-huh.
All good things, believe me, all good things.
Always.
So yeah, and it's funny because he this is a couple of years ago now, 2 years ago, maybe
Mhm.
even 3 years ago. But he reached out to me. He says, "Ray, I was going to come out and fly with you. Can we come out?" And I picked Port Jefferson. That's one of my favorite locations.
Uh-huh.
And he came out, and I got to know Stevie a lot better that morning. Picked his brain a little
He
bit
is.
about editing and photography, and he's
Uh-huh.
such a nice guy,
He
really.
is. Hmm. He's one
Class
of the
act,
first guys
as
I also
I
met
say.
at Five Borough Meets. And he was like something like me, where we just walked off to the side, to fly. And that's how we got to meet. And he invited me to some of his secret locations.
And his pins, like you say, his pin locations.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah.
another time I was upstate with my wife driving around, and I had called him and I said, "Stevie, where's that castle? Isn't there a castle up here somewhere?"
Bannerman's
Yeah,
Castle.
Ray. Yeah. And
Well, we
he
got
said,
stories with that.
he says, if you want, I'll send you the location. And he sent me the pin on it, and I was like right across the street from it at the time.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
that was some fun
thank
pictures.
you for that, Stevie. Really, I appreciate it. So,
He had some golden spots.
yeah, and then after we flew, we had breakfast, and that was fun too. I took him to this classy old time coffee shop, in Fort Jefferson, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
right out of the 50s.
yep. That's usually the routine. Fly and then a sunrise flight, and then maybe go get something to eat.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing it with me too, Stevie. Really. But I'll tell you, Deneen, the hour seems like it's a long time, but it flies by.
It
It
does.
really does. I can't
Oh,
believe it.
it's
It's
almost
almost an
7 o'clock.
hour already. But I
Yeah.
forgot to do the contest, and people are reminding me by putting in their numbers. So I do a monthly giveaway, and that's a $10 Amazon gift card.
Right.
And you're eligible too because you don't know what the secret number is. So it's a number between 1 and 50. So the first one to get it, put it in the chat. And I usually miss it. So I'll keep an eye out to see who gets it.
So I put an 8.
And somebody got it already, believe it or not. Somebody got it. I can't believe it.
Wow.
And I think I don't think I missed it. So
What?
Barkley got it. Number 44. Yeah, very good, Barkley. I don't know how you get it. He gets the number a lot. So very good, Barkley. Congratulations.
420 max 420. Go figures.
But anyway, it's fun to do that, you
Hmm.
know. So, and now Gary's got it. He got number 44 too now. Barkley got it before you, Gary.
Hmm.
So, but anyway, Deneen, it was a pleasure having you on as a special guest. Thank you very much. Really, you're an
Thank,
incredible drone pilot and
thank
photographer.
you.
I love flying with you.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
And like I said, the hour just flies by. But everybody in the chat, if you're not subscribed to Deneen, please do it right now before you
Yeah.
forget. 'Cause if you say I'll do it after the stream, you'll forget.
Yeah.
So do it right now. Go to her channel. Um,
Thank you.
capturing
Un-
underscore magic 88,
Catherine D Magic.
catching
D.
the magic,
Another D. Underscore Magic 88.
comma, Deneen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it was a pleasure. Like I said, I always enjoy
Likewise.
flying with you. And thank you,
Likewise.
everybody in the chat. Really, I appreciate you guys watching. The live
Yes.
stream
Thank
wouldn't be
you,
a
everyone.
success if you didn't watch it. And again, it wouldn't be a success if we didn't have a great special guest like Deneen. So
Oh, thanks.
thank you all. Just get out there and fly for fun, as our other show on Wednesdays says. And Johnny and I have two great guests on that show on Wednesday, and that's Al, and I don't have it in front of me. So now I'm the other name is slipping my mind. But anyway, that's why you got to write it down. But anyway, it's going to be a great show. So be sure to tune in for that. And on Monday night, um, Greg from Pilot Institute is doing a Q&A now on Monday nights at 7 p.m. right as soon as the show ends. And Pilot Institute is a great um, course to take if you're going to go for your Part 107. He ends up sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. He donates the lanyards that we give out to the first 125 people that show up. So I got to say thank you to Greg, but be sure to tune in to his live stream. The Grumpy Vlog is not going on at 8. Lloyd's wife, Judy, is sick, so get well soon, Judy, and God bless. And then we got Drone Nation tonight at 9 p.m. with Ron Brown, Marcus Crawford, and DeMarco Moore. And they always have great guests on. That's at 9 o'clock, Drone Nation. I know I'll be watching. So, and Joe Fortaleo just popped in the chat. I mean, he might have come in earlier and I didn't see his name, but thanks for popping in, Joe. But listen, thanks everybody. Just get out there, fly for fun, but most
Thank
importantly,
you.
fly safely.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Deneen and I are going to continue